Well, good folk, the holiday entertaining season is upon us. I think it's time for a fancy-pantsy thrift haul.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Now don't worry, it's not going to be too fancy. There's no need to get up. Stay right there in your naugahyde recliner and stretch pants. I just decided I'd pull out a few things that are a little fancier than usual. I hope that you'll enjoy this thrift haul. And it's all for sale in the old curiosity shop right now. Oh, I can't wait, and I already know what I'm going to show you. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm Scott from the old curiosity shop, looking very incongruently informal as we look at this beautiful set of glass candlesticks on the mantle here, which I have displayed for you right in between my great-great-great-grandparents' clock, which hopefully will continue chiming in this family for another 120 years. But let's look at these beautiful candlesticks, and I'll try to get my unshaven face out of the way. You know, if you're going to be entertaining this year for the first time in 2 years, it's time to do it with jazz, with bling. A while ago in one of my videos, I said less is more. And I think I gave Jeffrey Kevin a heart attack. Now, if you don't know who that is, he has a wonderful channel called Decorating Happily Ever After. And he does magnificent displays. You ought to check his channel out, Decorating Happily Ever After. Well, Jeffrey, I don't know if you're watching, but boy, we're going to pull out the stops with these two. No, Liberace didn't move in, but you certainly can very inexpensively add some elegance to your Thanksgiving or Christmas table. Well, I don't know about Thanksgiving. I don't know if I can get them to you in that amount of time, because these aren't even, I probably can't get these to you in time for Thanksgiving, but they'll certainly be there for Christmas. Now, I didn't look through any books to see who the maker was. I'm sort of getting a Falstoria feel under here, but every time I say that, I end up being wrong.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
It's kind of difficult to see the actual pattern, the pattern of the stem. It's just called a 3-light candlestick. It's beautiful glass. And we can see here, we've got all of the prisms hanging from the Bobesh attachments, of which there are 3. So the candlesticks come out easily. And everything here is glass. All right, my audio is acting up, but as you can see, the Bobesh attachments lift off very easily, so you can display the candlesticks with them or without them. But who wants to display them without them? You wouldn't want to do that, would you? They look very nice. We're not missing any of the prisms at all, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hanging from each one. Now, what you will find is pretty typical. There's almost always going to be the little points are sometimes broken off. And you'll see occasionally on here, maybe one of the little tiny points has broken off. That happens over the years. But I'm happy to say that with this pair of 3-light candlesticks, 6 in all, we only have 1 element of damage. Just one. One little Bobesh crack you can see right there. Okay, turn it to the back. Or if you're seated at a round dinner table, point that crack towards Uncle Henry, who broke one of your Falstoria stems last Thanksgiving, and give him the short end of the turkey. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so there's a crack there in that one. Now that could be replaced if you want to ever just find another one. These aren't that difficult to find. But listen, with all of this bling going on, who sees that? Very elegant. And as I said, all of these will come off. We want to pull them off of there. And we'll back up, and I didn't measure these. I suppose that's going to be in the listing, the eBay listing for you. But just look how it shimmers in the light. That's elegance. All right, backing up once again, I'll let you see the whole thing. All of the measurements are listed in the Old Curiosity Shop, so you can go and take a look. They are up for auction right now, and I haven't decided yet. When I ship these, obviously I'll pull the bobshays off, and I guess I will meticulously remove each one of the. Now these are not plastic. All right, they're glass. I'll probably remove each one, but you'll have to reassemble the whole thing. And they just hang here on these little metal clips. It's not any big secret. A lot of you have grown up or remember things like this from your... I know when I showed a picture to my mother, she said, oh yeah, her grandmother had this kind of stuff. And all of our grandmothers did, or great-grandmothers. Anyway, they're beautiful. And I hope they make it to... light up your Easter ham. All right, let's go look at something else. Well, I've moved the candlesticks out of the way, and now we're going to take a look at some more beautiful bling for your holiday table. 2 pieces of EAPG glass, early American pressed cut glass or pattern glass, which is old. And then some relatively new, well, I don't know if I should say new, but certainly not antique, Bohemian glass, what you'd call in the style of Bohemian glass. We'll look at those pieces first. They appear to have been purchased at the same time and probably from the same factory because the work on them is so similar. Beautiful deep blue glass, all hand blown and hand painted. Is this wonderful basket, decorative basket with an applied, oh, get it in the focus there, applied handle on that, as we can see, and gilded, and just beautiful work here, handwork done as it is painted. Let's get it to where you can really appreciate that. We take a look at the bottom of it, which has been polished off, or ground anyway there. There's no maker's marks on either one of these, and they're really just decorative pieces, but you certainly could put candy in there if you wanted to. And then this beautiful decorative piece here, which I wouldn't put flowers in and I wouldn't drink out of. I would just consider it a beautiful piece of glass. Again, there's no marking. Look at the thickness there of the applied paint, the applied decoration here. Isn't that nice? It's very colorful. I suppose you could drink out of it if you wanted to. Oops. Okay, let's put these back. So just really pretty pieces of decorative Bohemian glass, and then the 2 EAPG pieces. This one over here, and certainly if I went through my EAPG book, I'd find the pattern, of which there are hundreds. There seems to be a heart in here and some buttons and bows and all kinds of things going on and zigzags and whatnot. And this looks as though it would be called a biscuit jar. There don't appear to be any chips or cracks on it. I've felt the entire piece, and you may find a little bit of roughness here and there on some seams, but nothing is cracked on it, and there are no chips here. We've got some inclusions. There's a bubble in that part of the rim. There are some mold lines. The issue with the biscuit jar here is the cloudiness. Okay, so some standing, we've got that, and I don't know how well you can see, but the cloudiness is there. We call that sick glass, and once again, we've talked about this many times, and if you are a collector of this kind of glass, you well know there are times when you can get it out, there are times when you can't. So sometimes it's damaged, the glass is actually damaged, and you can't remove that cloudiness. We've also talked about all of the different remedies, and I've tried them all in my lifetime, and as I said, you can sometimes clean it and you sometimes can't. So this is up to, I made an attempt and wasn't able to get the cloudiness out. So, but listen, fill it with biscuits, put a votive light down in there and put the lid on. Don't put a candle in there and put the lid on. And the cloudiness shouldn't bother you too badly, but it is there, okay? So we've talked about that. And I know people are going to say, but did you try vinegar and steel wool? Did you try denture cleaner? Did you try toothpaste? Did you try lime away? Once again, as I've said, I've tried every method. If the damage is to the surface of the glass, nothing will take that cloudiness out. If it's deposits on the glass, you can sometimes clean it. All right, and then here's a very fat, heavy pitcher, crystal clear. We don't have any water damage on this one, no cloudiness at all. So pour your iced tea out of that on your Christmas table, or make a centerpiece out of it. You know, put Christmas flowers in there. Put a candle down inside. It's a beautiful piece, and as I said, it's well made, blown in a mold. There's no damage on this. And it's a pretty piece, a nice heavy piece. And the measurements of everything and full descriptions, of course, are on the auction site, which is in the description box below. Okay, now, what else do we have for your Christmas entertaining season? Well, now moving from one viewpoint to the next, let's take a look at a few more nice looking things. We'll move this Bohemian glass out of the way. And let's give the glass a break and just have a nice piece of pottery, which I've decided to sell. Well, we've moved on now to a nice piece of American-made pottery. And a lot of you will recognize this as a piece of McCoy. And even if you didn't, boy, no problems. Clearly marked right there on the bottom. This is a piece that's probably pre-war, 1930s or 40s. Probably the 40s. You know, I love this color green. I think this would be nice at the holiday season because we've got this bird sitting here on a branch, and even though the berries aren't red, we could stretch our imagination just a little bit and pretend that that bird is picking away at the last of the winter berries for the year. I don't know. Do birds eat holly berries, or are they poisonous for birds? That I don't know. But we have the bird there on that one side, and then when we turn it over, he has taken off for Florida, I suppose, and left a few of the berries behind. It's got sort of an Art Deco feel to it with the way the handles are on the side. Nice minty green color. No chips or cracks, and there's no crazing. It's nice and clean on the inside. There's a little manufacturer's flaw right down here at the bottom we can see. It's just a little bit rough there. It's not really a chip, it's just where the piece was made. And so, yeah, I don't see any chips on the bottom. Nice solid piece there. Pretty in this direction with the bird or without. Could do lots with that for decorating during the holiday season or anytime. Now here's some glassware. Well, here's a beautiful serving platter that I haven't really been able to identify. I spent a little bit of time looking, and I don't know whether it's a Paden City piece or not. We're going to zoom in and take a close look at, well, it's obviously a Pink Depression serving platter with encrusted, with some etching here, yeah, and it's encrusted in gold. And then look at the design. Now I don't know the difference between a stag and a deer and a doe and an antelope and a cantaloupe, but that's some type of an animal with antlers on its head, stylized. And he's really flying, and I guess mother is running and baby is following. Now, if you try to find this, remember, more than one company made glassware with this type of etching on it, with deer or whatever type of animal that is with antlers. Well, let's say reindeer, why not? So if you're going to help me out by trying to find the pattern, really study this now, okay? Because you may find some other examples that are not the same as this, but similar in style. I don't know who made it. And this pattern is repeated in 4 areas on the dish, here, 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 and here. And it's just very beautifully done in pink. I see almost no utensil marks, maybe 1 or 2. I mean, it's almost impossible to have a piece of glass that's knocking on the door of 90 years old and not have a little bit of a scratch on it, but we don't have any chips or cracks, and it is just a beautiful pink color, as you can see. That will certainly elevate your leftover meatloaf. There's no doubt about that. And then just a pretty dish also in gold for those of you who like to decorate in gold. It's a glass bowl with this gold decoration of some type of floral decoration on the top, we can see, and there's not much wear to it. Very pretty. And that's about 9 inches in diameter there, that bowl would be, and probably stands about 4 inches tall. Okay. What do you think? Coleslaw? We can't put coleslaw in that. Maybe ambrosia. How does that sound? That's a nice glass dish. Next up is this beautiful glass vase that I purchased at a thrift shop in New Jersey, in the summertime. I didn't know what it was when I saw it, but I recognized it as a nice piece of handmade glass. And you can tell the little inconsistencies of handmade, hand-blown glass as opposed to factory produced. And so I bought it. It looked 1930s, 40s. I felt it sort of had a deco feel with these wings on the sides. And brought it home, wasn't really sure about it. Put it in one of my videos, and a nice subscriber identified it as a piece of what she called pre-design Blanco, now which puts it into the 1940s. And she was actually able to tell me the color of it, the specific color that Blanco referred to this glass as. And then I did some looking, and she's right. That's exactly what it is. So very nice piece of Blanco glass with no damage at all. It's just what you would expect. It's very thick. It's heavy glass. We see there's lots of wear on the bottom. There's a polished pontil, but now again, I am not any type of a Blanco expert or anything, so I know there are telltale signs of Blanco glass, but since this is what's called pre-design era, or pre-designer, some of those rules may not apply. But you Blanco experts and you Blanco collectors, you'll know. Beautiful sky blue color to this glass. As I said, nice and thick with these sort of wings that are applied. And they're a little rough at the top here where they were broken off. This part here wasn't polished on either one of these, but they are not chipped. And that stands... let's see, that is maybe that's about a 10-inch vase. Pretty glass piece right there. And so this is up for auction as well in the old curiosity shop. Wouldn't that be lovely to put a flower arrangement in? I don't know that I would put water and put real flowers in it. I'd probably put something false in there, but there's a lot you could do with that. Really pretty early piece of Blanco glass. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and of course it doesn't matter whether you're dining off of fine porcelain or paper plates and Tupperware. The point is, have yourselves a wonderful holiday season, and if you have some chance to spend time with family and friends, do that. And if not, hey, just tune into the old curiosity shop. I'll keep you company from now until New Year's Eve. Well, that's it, folks. I have to dash. Thanks for watching. Wait for the cat. So long for now.
Meow.